Hey everybody, it is a beautiful day, a little windy. It's still February. I'm about to make my first cast of 2024. Welcome to this edition of Iowa Panfishing, everybody. Let's go fishing. Oh, got one. First cast. Oh, and I left the net in the in the car. First cast on this little swim bait. Oh, well, that's not a bad start. Come here. Oh, you swallowed that. Oh my goodness. Ah, there we go. Look at that, first cast of 2024. Oh, come here. Yeah, there you are. Ah, he swallowed that. Oh Lord, oh, the fish are cold. So that's what I'm working right now. Can you see that? There you go. And there's fish number one. Probably about a pound or so. All right, back you go. Wow, wind's really blowing, so I apologize for the wind noise. I should have taken a picture of that. First fish of 2024. Another one. This one's smaller. There we go. Yeah, this one's about 12 inches. That other one was about 15. Two casts, two fish. Oh, wow. Oh, that one feels better. Oh, let me get in the net. Get the net down here. Oh, come on. Oh, no, stay on there. Come on. Wow. Oh, you're a nice one. Another nice bass. We'll get a picture of this one. Yeah, we'll take a picture of this one. Woo, oh, that's a nice one. I think I'll get a measurement for that one. Yeah, oh, look at that. That's a nice fish. That's a nice bass. What do we got here? So that is 14 and a half. 14 and a half. Back we go. I'm out at Nate and Sue's pond here in Cedar County. If you were with me last year, spent a lot of time on this water. I'm on the island pond. And again, first 3 casts, 3 fish. That last one was 14.5. That was the best one so far. Got a nice little break in the weather, and so I told Nate, I'd ask Nate if I can come out and survey the water, see how the ponds are doing. That was the first cast without a fish. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right here. Close by. That's a little one. That's a small one. Yeah, that's a little cucumber there. Well, they're choking it down though. Just a little fella. Back you go. Got him. Yeah, that one feels a little better. That feels a little better. A little better. Yeah. There we go. Let's see if we can get him up here. There we go. Yeah. About 13. Probably about 13 inch. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that brief video. It was my first outing, as I mentioned in the video, for 2024. Caught my first fish of the new year. Didn't do any ice fishing this winter. Winter was kind of strange out here in Iowa. We had ice for a little bit, but didn't have time to get out there. And we've seen some unseasonably warm weather this winter. And so ice is finally gone, I think, off of most bodies of water, and forecast is for mild temperatures for the foreseeable future. So looks like we're going to be able to get back out on the water sooner, the open water anyway, sooner than I did last year. I'd like to take a couple of minutes, if I could, before I say goodbye for this first video of 2024, to remind you that I hand tie jigs. Bluegill Tony's Custom Jigs. That's right. I hand tie some jigs. In fact, I did my first order for 2024, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But I'd like to show you some of the jigs I tie, some of the more popular patterns. Others are available. Most of the jigs run about $2 each, and so I want to show those to you and maybe encourage you to let me go fishing with you, if not in person. Maybe tuck away some of my jigs in your tackle box. Folks have been catching fish off my jigs now for the better part of a year around the country, and it's always wonderful to get testimonies from people telling me, "Hey Tony, this is what I caught on your jigs." So I'd like to run over some of these jigs with you, show you some pictures of them, and you can contact me at iowapanfishing@gmail.com, iowapanfishing@gmail.com, if you're interested in getting some of these jigs for yourself. All right, so the first one is the last cast. The first one is the last one. The first one is the last cast. This is a jig tied on a black ball head with red eyes. I've got some chartreuse chenille on there, and either a white bucktail or marabou tail. That is the last cast. Caught quite a few fish on this one. Now, all of the jigs that I'm showing you I've caught fish on every one of these, and on most of these patterns, other people have caught fish as well. All right, the next one I call the black and white. Now, for those of you who've been around the channel for any length of time, you know that I'm retired law enforcement, and so this is an homage, as it were, to my office on wheels for 20 years, affectionately known as a black and white, a patrol car. And, you know, as the name implies, the jig is black and white. We've got, again, a black ball head jig on there with red eyes, some black UV, black UV chenille, kind of sparkles a little bit, nice and shiny, a white bucktail tail. I also have red, white, and blue flash in there. I've got blue flash, just one strip of blue flash representing the thin blue line of law enforcement. Now this jig I sell for $3, and part of the proceeds from this jig goes to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund in Washington, D.C. All right, the next one I call the Hey Larry. That's kind of an odd name for a jig. This pattern resembles a small bee, a bumblebee, and it's a simple black ball head, no eyes on this one, with interwoven black and yellow chenille to form the body, and then a yellow marabou tail. I call this Hey Larry because my dad, who passed away a couple of decades ago, my dad used to call everybody Larry, and he would say, "Hey Larry," and he gave everybody that nickname. So in remembrance of my dad, who I fished with a lot as a kid, I tied this jig and called it the Hey Larry. The next one is called the Ghost of Jasper County. Now, my friend Jeff lives out in Jasper County, has a beautiful couple-acre pond on his property. Met Jeff a year ago or more, and invited me to bring a friend and his 4-year-old son out to fish his pond, having never met me before, and that's just the kind of guy Jeff is. Well, this jig is, as the name implies, it's all white. It's got a white ball head with red eyes, white chenille, and then a white either bucktail or marabou tail. And I tied this because I was catching quite a few fish of different species on Jeff's pond using small white curly tail grub plastic jigs. And so I decided to hand tie a jig, mostly in white, and that proved to be effective out there on Jeff's pond. This is called the Pinky Tuscadero. Now, pink is a popular color in jig patterns. This is all pink. It's a pink ball head jig head with silver eyes, pink chenille, bright pink chenille, and a bright pink marabou tail. Also got some red flash in there as well. And I've caught crappie and bluegill off of this one. This was the first jig I ever tied, and I call it the copycat killer. I was knocking them dead, bluegill, crappie. I was catching some bass, even caught a couple of catfish on a simple blue-bodied white-tailed tube jig, about a 2-inch, 1.75-inch, 2-inch plastic jig. So when I started tying jigs, I decided I would tie one to mimic that jig. That was a killer jig. I was catching all kinds of fish on that plastic bodied, hollow-bodied one, and so I called this the copycat killer. It's white ball head with red eyes, blue chenille, bright blue chenille with a white marabou or buck tail. And then this one. Now this one, Randy out in the Midwest here, Randy just ordered 50 of these, and this is called the dead ringer. The dead ringer. And it's supposed to be a dead ringer of a bleeding shad. I have some custom bleeding shad chenille on there that I use for the body, a bright silver disco ball jig head with red eyes, and then a grayish marabou tail with some red flash in it. And it's supposed to resemble a wounded, bleeding shad. And Randy has caught all kinds of fish, recently caught half dozen bass and other fish on it. He was running low. In fact, the story he told me when he ordered the next 50 of these, that he decided to go out fishing the other day and really wasn't catching much. Thought he had used all of the jigs that he had bought from me previously, but found a couple in his tackle box, and as soon as he cast it out, he was catching fish like right and left. And so that is the dead ringer. Now, again, you can email me at iowapanfishing@gmail.com, iowapanfishing@gmail.com, if you would like to get the dead ringer or any of the other jigs. And I will custom tie whatever color pattern you want, whatever color, body, head, tail. I'll gladly custom tie jigs. I tie them in 1/8, 1/16, and 1/32 ounce. And so with that size range, you'll be able to catch just about any kind of panfish. So hey, thanks for joining me for this edition of Iowa Panfishing, joining me to catch a few fish and let me share some of my jigs with you. I hope to hear from you. Leave comments in the video. I got some new subscribers over the winter that I haven't gotten to interact with through the videos. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. But I'd love to see your comments in the comment section below. Would you please consider sharing the videos with your friends, your fellow fishermen, trying to get to that 1,000 mark of subscribers. And it's been slow going. There's a lot of wonderful fishing channels out there, and I'm just a nobody from nowhere doing some fishing in Iowa. But I hope you enjoyed the channel. I hope you enjoyed last year's videos, and I hope that we have a great season this year of fishing. Looking forward to sharing some more memories with all of you. So again, thanks for joining me for this edition of Iowa Panfishing. Until next time, God bless.